Oh, hello. How are you? We're just reading up on our travels.
Australia, that's where we're here right now.
That's where we are.
Yes.
So we wanted to just sit down and talk to everybody and give you guys a recap of 2023.
Yes.
It was an amazing year for us.
We've only been traveling now for about 7 months, so this has been such a new and amazing experience, and we want to share some of that with you right now. So, of course, all these are on, we have videos of every country that we've been to, but we kind of want to just do a little recap on everything, and you guys can...
Yeah, but to that point, if you're not subscribed, please give us a like and subscribe. It really helps our algorithm to get our video out there. And we are John
and Teri.
Just Go. So John and Teri Just Go. We started that channel back in May of 2023. We've got about 25 videos out. But during 2023, we have spent, and I'm going to look at notes during this, so if you were wondering. So we started out on May 23rd, and since then, we have taken 24 flights from one end of the globe to the other. We have been on 11 trains that were 2+ hours or longer. The coolest one was obviously when we went from Palermo to Naples, and our train was on a ferry, which was on the water.
Highly recommend that.
Highly recommend it, just to see it, because who knew?
Yeah.
And then from there, we did, a ton of other train rides and so forth. But we have been on hundreds of subways.
Trollies.
Yeah, Taiwan, Japan, all over Europe, everywhere we've been. The subway systems just are amazing, and it's just kind of fun to travel that way.
Yeah.
We really have kind of grown accustomed to public transportation.
Yeah, and I learned to keep up with him because
I move quicker than she does.
Yeah, I got stuck on the train, and he got off the train, and the doors closed, and you'll see that.
It's on the Taiwan video. But we have grown accustomed to it, and yes, I do walk faster. I'm 6'2", she's 5'3", 5'4". So I walk faster, and sometimes I turn around and she's 30, 40 feet behind me, and I don't do that on purpose. So she always finds her way back home. And so we've done 6 ferry rides. We've done dozens of tuktuks. India was definitely the tuk-tuk capital so far. We have slept in 36 different beds, including one on a train and one pod at the airport in Qatar. We've been in 36 hotel, Airbnbs, hostels. I mean, when we go through all this, it just blows our minds, even though we can watch the videos and we can, see it all.
Yeah, it's when you say it, it's like, wow.
Yeah, so 19 countries.
7 months?
19 countries.
That's crazy.
So we've been to the US twice, but we started out and our first country was Taiwan. A country that is near and dear to my heart. I've got a lot of friends there. I've been there a lot. And the food, the people.
Street food is great.
Yeah, street food's probably the best way to eat in Taiwan. You can eat for $3, $4, $5 a meal and just have a blast because people are just sitting around, very social.
It's very warm, humid there.
Very warm and humid. We did go in the summertime, so it was warm. But we did spend a couple days. We went down to Kaohsiung, which is the south end of Taiwan, and we spent a couple days there. It was kind of a more beachy, kind of like Santa Cruz, if you're aware of that.
Really cool town.
Really cool. We've had some cool people.
Yeah, we did.
They had a little surf bar, just like a shanty built against the side of a building.
Yeah.
And they're serving beer, and there's music, and they're dancing, they're in flip-flops, and so we just stopped and said, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, so you'll be doing that a lot when you travel. You find these little, hole-in-the-wall places that are just amazing, and the people were very welcoming.
Yeah,
and
that's a good point to talk about. We'll probably talk about it more over all our videos, is spend time talking to the locals. Spend time, if somebody's looks like they're having fun, just find your way in. They'll invite you in and have drinks. And most of these people too are either Facebook friends or they're texting us on WhatsApp to see how we're doing still. So put yourself out there.
Absolutely.
So then from there we went to Japan.
And we got to go to Disneyland. That was really fun. We did get bad weather. It rained horrifically, but for the first hour. But after that, we were fine. but I recommend it. It's really fun. We also went to Osaka. We went to a little micro bar place called Golden Guy. They have all these different themed, very small, like I said, micro bars.
Super
and they're,
cool.
you know, like one of the bars we went in was like this man with, I mean, chandeliers and tuxedos and very fancy. And the next
They're
one
all
was
different.
like just,
It's just 100% eclectic.
yeah, exactly.
Don't know what the next bar is going to
Fun,
be.
fun to go. So
Yeah,
and
definitely a
then-
good night. And we spent that with our friend's son, Brandon.
Yes, Brandon.
Our friend Mike and Carrie. Carrie's son is a Marine, and he is
Yes.
stationed just outside of
Thank you
Osaka.
for your service, Brandon. It was
Yeah.
so fun.
Hoorah.
We loved it.
So we spent the day with them, had a blast. And Osaka was really cool. It was a very foodie town and very cool nightlife. It was
Yes.
very bright and very neon. Like Tokyo. Tokyo was, you know, obviously
Big city.
big city, as big a city as you
Yeah,
can get to.
amazing. But we recommend it. So,
Japan is so well organized.
yes.
You would never know that there's 20 million people or however many are there. And I'll check that number, but it's so unbelievable that it is so unbelievably clean, organized,
Yes.
and it's an amazing country. We loved it. We went on 2 or 3 day trips, jumped on the train, which is the best way to go, and we went to the park with the the orange gates. I'll put that name up there.
Yeah, that was great.
That was amazing.
And then from there, we went to
South
South
Korea.
Korea. That was an amazing, beautiful country. And to go to the DMZ was the experience of looking over there through a telescope was, you look over there and you see people riding bikes and walking their dogs, but to me it didn't look real. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird thing,
It's just
and
kind
I'm
of
sure
weird,
you
but
all
it's very
can
sad,
imagine.
the whole, you know,
Yeah, the north and
dividing
south.
But anyhow, but I recommend it to go, absolutely.
So we went and spent the day with Sean, who is a friend of ours, and he took us around. He had a son with him, James, and he's a character. But we had a blast going to some
That was
UNESCO
fun. Yes.
heritage sites.
Yes.
Just had a great time. Our highlight from a food perspective was when we went to the market and we were able to meet the lady that is on the Netflix street food series, and she had this noodle stand. It was so awesome.
We went and pursued her. She wasn't there that day that we went to
Right.
go see her, but she was close. But then the next day we went and we saw her and we took a picture, and you can see that on the video too.
And
But
you
it was
would never
amazing.
know this woman was Netflix famous.
Yeah.
She was so humble. She
Yes.
talked to every single
Very
person.
big smile, warm, welcoming.
She's
and
cutting-
and the soup was so good.
Yeah, she's cutting the noodles herself. She doesn't have 4 or 5 people doing it. She's it was amazing. So
Yeah.
from there, we shot over and started a little bit of time in Europe.
Yes.
So we went over to the Netherlands and started in Amsterdam. We stayed in a cool, super cool, 400, 500-year-old building. A little bit kind of eerily creepy, but it was so cool.
The view was amazing. The stairs are very, very small and very steep.
Yeah, this place
So-
had just the coolest feeling though, with the
Yeah.
windows, wall to wall, floor to ceiling, these 200-300-year-old windows with the glass pane and the wooden.
Oh.
It was so cool.
And the downstairs, there's it's kind of like a cafe bar where you
Yeah.
can get wonderful coffee, and then you got a little couple steps, and you have this beautiful the tables even look super old, and
Go watch
it's just
our
a warm
Amsterdam
feeling.
video.
Yeah, it's really, you gotta watch it.
Watch the Amsterdam video because it's super cool and it's just got this cool feeling. And the people, they were like playing a part in this
Yeah.
movie of life.
Yeah.
And then from there, we went to Rotterdam.
Yeah, so we went there and we saw Stephanie and
Arvid.
yes.
Hung out with them for a couple days.
Yeah, and these are really dear friends of my daughter's. So while we were there, we just thought, well, hey, why don't we just drive down and see them? And it turned out to be, we love Rotterdam.
Road trip.
Totally.
Yeah, Rotterdam
So we
actually
were
was beautiful.
surprised.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
Really, if you've never been and you love the city, market that we went into
Oh,
with the butterflies.
yeah, so she's referring to, it's a marketplace, but it looks like an airplane hangar.
Yes.
It's this giant building. When you walk in, all it is food vendors and people selling things. The whole building is condos. And they have the views on the outside and they have the views on the inside. And inside they look down on all the markets and stuff.
So unique.
Super cool.
I've never seen anything like that, but Rotterdam was amazing. And of course we had such a great visit with them.
And it was our first time renting a car.
Yeah.
They do drive on the right side of the road, so it was a lot easier. And on our trip from Rotterdam back to Amsterdam to catch our flight to Berlin, we actually stopped in 2 or 3 little towns that
Holland.
we could go back. Leiden.
Leiden.
Leiden was the coolest city. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There's so many beautiful little
all
towns.
The windmills and
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
so
Kinderdijk was the other one.
Kinderdijk, that's right.
But
Okay.
with traveling again, when you're going from big city to big city, stop along the way.
Yeah.
There's cool places that don't ever make these videos, or they don't ever make the top 10. But man, when you get off the beaten path, there's a lot to see. So
Absolutely.
from there, like I said, we went back to Amsterdam, dropped off the rental car, and hopped on a flight to Berlin, Germany.
Yeah.
And we spent a few days there. The Berlin Wall, obviously the biggest thing for us to see. I had never been there.
Yeah.
Got kind of caught in this thing called Rave the Planet.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a parade. It was turned out to be 500,000 people.
Yeah.
That we just stumbled upon, and it's a parade to support the techno culture.
Yeah.
And it was on this big street where the Freedom Circle kind of ended it, but oh man, it was so cool.
It was so fun. It was just a
unexpected.
unique kind of unexpected experience. And again, when you're traveling, you'll come up and you're not really doing anything for that moment.
Not
Next thing you
expecting
know, maybe there's a party going on, maybe there's, and so you find yourself in different places.
Yeah, and if your mind is telling you
unexpected.
something's going on over there, or it feels like I hear music, go follow it. It was a lot of fun.
And then we went to Poland.
So yeah, Poland, that's my people. So we went to Warsaw first, and then we went to Krakow. But speaking of, kind of putting yourself out there, when we were in Warsaw, we were in the old square, and we were just walking around, just enjoying everything.
Beautiful.
And yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous. But we heard this music, and we're like, where's that music coming from? So we started to just kind of walk towards it. And it turns out it was like a wine and arts festival.
Yeah.
Just people hanging out in the park about a half a mile away. And so we spent the afternoon there and just had fun listening to local music.
And so, we have to watch the
dancing.
video.
That's
the cultures, they were dressed in, the Polish outfits and dresses and everything. And then there was a great big huge stage along the way, and they were getting ready to have a big concert, but we didn't make it.
No, it was late. It was later that night, and we were kind of exhausted.
Exactly.
But in Poland, we also got to go to Krakow, and we visited Auschwitz, which every human being should go to that. It was
very humbling. I'll tell you, the experience was a very somber one.
Watch our Krakow video. It's just a really educational thing to do.
Yes.
And we'll leave it at that. After that, we were able to go to the salt mines. That was really interesting.
Oh, that was beautiful.
We went down like 150, 160 meters.
Yeah, there's like a church down there. It was absolutely beautiful.
Cool. And you can lick the wall.
Yeah.
So
watch the video.
So from Poland, we did a lot of trains in Europe. We did mostly trains throughout this part of our travels, but we went from Krakow, we jumped on a train and we went to Prague, Czech Republic.
We were so blown out of the water, very affordable. The beers were very cheap, $2. The food was amazing and really affordable. So that always makes us happy when we can make it more affordable.
When you're traveling on a budget, when you do get to a country that surprisingly is less expensive than the last 5 countries you've been to.
And not only that, this Czech Republic was absolutely so romantic. The Charles Bridge, watch the video because oh my God,
Czech Republic,
amazing.
Prague is absolutely should be a top 3 bucket list city to go to. It's stunning.
Yeah,
it's
ridiculous. We were very
ridiculous.
surprised.
Yeah,
so watch the video.
Go to that and have fun.
And then we
did end up in Hungary for 8 hours.
Yeah, that was really neat because we got to go into a inside market. And if you know Hungary, they're really well known for paprika.
So when we got to Hungary, we just put our bags in storage, jumped on a bus, went down to the Danube River area, hung out, went to the street market, went to the actual market. It's called Centrale Market or Market Central.
Yeah, that was really neat.
So yeah, that was fun. That was a quick 8-hour day, but we can check Hungary and we'll go back though.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
definitely
spend some time. Absolutely.
So from there, we were actually headed to Italy.
And right when I got off the plane, I came unglued. I was so excited. I'm part Italian, and that has been a huge bucket list of mine. Venice was amazing. We want to go back.
Yeah, we were able to spend a few days in Venice with our friends Sue and Charles. Teri's known them for many decades.
So nice to meet them there. I mean, I've been talking about going to Venice with them for years, and the experience to get that actual time with them was really special.
And so in Italy, we took a train from Venice to Florence down to Palermo, Sicily.
Yes.
From Sicily, we went back to Naples. From Naples, we went to Rome. I mean, we went to Pompeii, Florence, Pisa.
Highly recommend going by train. You get to see the shoreline. It's beautiful.
So beautiful.
I couldn't close my eyes and take a nap because I didn't want to miss anything.
But we do plan to go back and spend a good amount of time on the West Coast where we get more Tuscan, towards like Cuomo and all that.
Yes,
cool part.
and the island of Capri. Even though we got to see it off the coastline, I want to go and maybe venture out
and the
there
Amalfi
sometime.
Coast. Yeah, we'd like to spend a little bit more time
so
there.
we're definitely going back to Italy.
Even some of the places we've been, we want to go back.
Yeah, we saw the Pope. Ooh, that was amazing.
We went to Rome for 5 days.
Watch the video. Seriously, it was.
We watched the Pope.
Yeah.
He was, 100 yards in front of us.
Totally unexpected. Didn't know it until the day before we were going to go see him, and.
The only reason why we found out is because when we were walking out of St. Peter's Cathedral, there was a priest, and I said, "Hey, have you ever met the Pope?" I was kind of joking, and he goes, "No, but he'll be out tomorrow. He does his Sunday thing at noon every week when he's in town," and kind of took us by surprise. We came back the next day, and at 12 noon precisely, the Pope comes out and gives a 15-minute, prayer, blessing, talk.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So from there, we went to Greece. Yeah, so Greece was, it was very high up on my list and hers as well, but getting there, so we went and we stayed in Athens first for about 4 days. When we got to Athens, they lost her luggage, which was not that big of a deal because they covered us for $100 a day until they found
2 days, and I just went and got a few things there. I mean, that's pretty darn good. After 7 months of traveling, only once have we lost our luggage.
And it was for 3 days, but while we were in Athens, it was the heat wave of the decade. It was 100+ degrees. We didn't get to go to Acropolis the first 5 or 6 days we went. We ended up going the last day on our return from Santorini, which is where we went from Athens, and we went there for 10, 11 days.
Yeah.
Santorini was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's expensive there. I mean, in Fira, where the white and blue buildings are. But we stayed in a hotel, really nice. I don't know, 4 or 5 miles out.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
It was cool. We stayed at a kind of a chill area. You can see that in our Santorini video. And so we went, and then we moved to the other side of the island, which was a little bit closer to Fira. But just still kind of out in the countryside. We had a great view. We did a quad for a couple days and drove all around Santorini. That is something you definitely have to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do the quad. It's the best way to get around and kind of see what you want to see. So after Greece, we went to Rome for a night, and we were heading home for the month of September.
We flew out of Rome.
Yep. And we flew home, first of all, to see our new grandson, Eli. And he's doing great. Oh, we miss him dearly. We also miss the kids, but we miss our grandkids more than anything. So we went home and we met Eli for the first time, and we spent time with all our friends and family. We got to celebrate Brandon's birthday with him when we went back in September. We spent a long weekend with some of our best friends on a houseboat, and that was too much fun. Oh my gosh. We needed to start traveling again just to get away from our crazy friends, because they tire us out more than anything we do on the road. So, but it was fun. And we got to, of course, we miss our parents dearly, and we will, Teri's mom and my parents. And from there, we set back out on our trip, and we started in the beautiful country of Croatia. We went
Yeah.
to Split from San Francisco. Croatia, in my eyes, is the most underrated country out there. If you've been, you'll know. If you haven't been, definitely get it on your list. And I'm sure there's beautiful countries out there that we haven't seen. But so far, what we've seen, Croatia to me was the most underrated, spectacular country. It's just, the whole place is like a storybook.
It is. It's
Coastline.
really beautiful. And I loved Split. Split was great. But I really liked Dubrovnik.
Yeah.
Was amazing. And of course, if you're a Games of Thrones fan,
Yeah.
seen that.
Winter is coming.
You didn't even see Games
I've
of
never
Thrones.
seen one episode, so I have no idea what it means. But I got the feeling for it, so I will watch it at some point.
watch the videos. It's fun.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, so when we were in Dubrovnik, we got to go kayaking for the day
Oh my
on
gosh,
the
I forgot
Adriatic
about the
Sea.
kayaking.
Yeah,
The best kayaking I've ever done in my life.
It was pretty
We got
cool.
to go into a cave and it was so beautiful, the water and the fish, and it was amazing. I mean,
from there we went to Turkey and we spent 4 or 5 days in Istanbul. And I will tell you, Istanbul, it is sensory overload, very similar to India, but sensory overload with the spices and the sounds. It was our first,
it
was our first true kind of exposure to mosques on every corner with prayer time, multiple times per day.
Yes.
That is broadcast throughout the whole town and city.
Yes.
So it was kind of surprising
And
for
they
us.
start at 6 o'clock in the morning, I think, or
Yeah.
5 or 6. So just beware that you will hear it.
Yeah, you don't need an alarm clock
Yeah.
in Turkey if you're staying in
Yeah.
Istanbul.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool. Going from Asia to Europe and Asia to Europe,
Yeah.
we got to explore the town and of course, the Galata Tower, because we have a friend, his name is Mike Galata. So everybody call him, his number is 408. I'm just kidding. So yeah, so that was
Oh,
pretty
my
cool.
goodness, okay,
And
yeah.
so Istanbul was very affordable,
Mhm.
surprisingly,
Yeah.
and it was awesome because we ate a lot of different foods, lots of cool foods.
Mhm.
So put it on your list.
Yeah.
So from there, so we had to do a complete reset as we were in Turkey, and that was early October, and it was right at the conflict, right as the conflict started in
Yeah.
Israel.
Yeah. So we were like, no, we're not
Yeah,
going there.
no. So we
No.
had to kind of regroup, kind of on the fly. We hadn't booked anything in those cities yet. So what we decided to do was to just go straight to India first and spend an extra week in India and bypass the Middle East for now. We got stuck in,
Saudi Arabia for 2 nights.
our India visa was not approved yet.
Yeah.
So we ended up in Saudi Arabia just for a couple nights. We stayed pretty much at the hotel. We wandered out a little bit.
There was just nothing but sand dunes on either side of the freeway. And we even saw a man with a camel and just,
Just walking through.
yeah, and it felt like you're in a movie
Like in
set.
a movie.
Yeah, it was really cool.
But it's a very masculine country too. So when you're at the airport or just kind of out in the
Yeah,
front of the hotel, just
yeah,
very masculine. The men kind of run the show, and
yeah.
you know.
Make sure you bring some kind of shawl with you when you pack
Yeah.
to go to these types of countries because you will need to cover yourself with. So bring a shawl.
or scarf, just something to cover up, because
Yeah.
when you go to countries where the religion's different, their political system is different,
Go to a mosque.
just
or
their
whatever,
lifestyle is
yeah.
different. Yeah, you want to be prepared to, be very respectful.
I mean, most of the time they do have stuff that you can, use, borrow, and
Yeah.
they'll have something like,
But you're welcome to go in, and you're welcome to participate in their world. You just have to understand that if you're like, we're from America, we walk freely. We do a lot of things and take a lot of things for granted. But when you go to other countries, their religious process and their, the way they do things is different.
oh,
And you
absolutely.
ask, and they'll tell you exactly what you need to do. And we never had any problems. But we also got to see some of the most beautiful mosques and churches and temples.
Mhm.
And I mean, it just was incredible.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
from Saudi Arabia, we finally got our visas into India. It took 2 days. And so we started and we flew directly to Delhi, or New Delhi. And we spent 3 or 4 nights there.
Yeah.
and it really kind of gave us a, wow, this is going to be a very fascinating country.
Yes, absolutely. The streets are so crowded, you know.
Traffic.
And the tuktuks and
the cows.
The cows in the middle of this, you know, road everywhere.
Yeah. Cows walking down the street in the middle of the downtown.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, that they're sacred.
It's a bit of a culture shock. I mean,
yes. There's a lot of people. I mean, there's 1.5 billion people.
Yeah.
So the things that come with that are pretty much expected.
Yes, absolutely.
There was a lot going on, and then we jumped on a train to Agra.
Yes.
And Agra is where
the Taj Mahal. Yeah,
beautiful.
Recommend that for sure.
It was a goosebump moment when you walk through the doorways of the building that is kind of the entrance, and then you come through this and you see it. It's spectacular.
Yes, and not only that, it's a beautiful love story. So you know, Google that and watch
the reason why the king built it, and it's pretty cool story.
Yeah.
But it's amazing, and it's just one of those buildings that you have to see in your lifetime. And you know, at some point we'll go down the list of all these, you know, UNESCO sites and world wonders and places and things that we've gotten to go to that we've seen and done more things in the last 6 months than, not to sound boastful, but probably more than most people will see in their entire life.
It's true.
It really is, and we're only 20% of the way done with what we're planning on doing. So get out there. There's just some of the most amazing, beautiful sites to go see.
So from Agra, we took a train to Jaipur.
And we met the most amazing tuk-tuk driver on the train, and his name is Moon. We miss you, Moon. Hope everything's going well. And we got to see some really cool stuff there because he is a local, and he had so much ambition, and he was so wanting to help us see Jaipur, and he took us. The chai tea is over the top.
Yeah, and his family went to his family home and helped them cook our dinner, and it was just very amazing.
Yes,
you know, being with the people in their country and being in their homes. It was
the kids. They just want to talk to you. They want to ask you questions. They want to be in your presence, really.
Yeah, it was really touching.
It was cool.
So then from there we went to Mumbai.
Yes, 20-hour train ride from Jaipur to Mumbai. We did an overnight sleeper car. That was quite the experience.
It was. And then we stayed with our dear friends Neelish and Swati, and they have this guest, you know, room that we stayed in. It was very nice. And it was during their time of their 9-day Dasara holiday, so we got to celebrate with them, and they, you know, gave us traditional dress to wear and got us all, you know, dressed up, and the experience was amazing, and the people were so beautiful. I think that's what, you know, it's about when you go to a country that is so, you know. Yeah,
we did. We spent the time there during the Shara.
From ours, and
so to experience the dancing and the food and the people being together, the community, the society that they live in. So to give you an idea of what it is, it's just imagine a large condominium complex, you know, where there's 3 high-rise buildings that produce or that create this kind of world. They have a beautiful pool, they have all their neighbors, they have places to hang out and play. The kids were amazing. I mean, they
were so sweet.
They thought we were celebrities. They wanted selfies.
Oh my gosh.
Took her in. Everywhere we went, they wanted to invite her over for tea, come over and hang out, have some food.
Giving us gifts, and it was just so heartfelt. And to learn their culture and to go to their little, you know, I don't know what you call it, the prayer room with the incense and everybody. And it was just really... and they incorporate, they, you know, wanted us to join, and
they encouraged us to be part of their celebration.
So that was really
They dressed us, and they told us about all the details and specifics of what they were doing. They were creating, you know, a lot of flowers and a lot of things that were very meaningful to their kind of world.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And so Swati and Neelish.
I know we keep saying it, watch the video, but all of these experiences that we're talking about are all in there. And you can watch it and
enjoy it. Swati and Neelish, Vikas and Swati.
We're coming back to visit you guys.
Thank you guys for everything, and we miss you. We hope everybody's doing well.
Yes.
So from there, we ended up going down to the Maldives.
Our honeymoon
Our
time.
honeymoon, our official honeymoon. So Terry and I got married on June 4th, 2022. You can watch our wedding video. Please watch our wedding video.
Yeah.
Leave comments. Tell us how often you cried during our vows. Just kidding. But watch our wedding video.
Yeah.
We got the opportunity to delay our honeymoon because we were talking about traveling. And so we started out, we flew from Mumbai to Malé. Malé is kind of the main island. That's where their government buildings are and their banking, and it's more of a town.
Yeah, it's where you fly into. You basically fly from the island of Malé to all of the private islands.
Yeah. So you either take a speedboat or a seaplane. So we chose to take a speedboat.
It's a seaboat. That's what they call it.
No, it's called a speedboat. I'll show you the receipt. It's a speedboat or a seaplane. So we took the speedboat from Malé to Metafushi. It was about a 2-hour, give or take, boat ride. Yeah. The first half was a little choppy, but the second half was like glass. It was so beautiful. We had to stop at another resort to drop some people off, and it was just beautiful. And then we got to the Metafushi Island Resort, which is where we stayed for 15 nights. Oh, I miss it so much.
Yes, I don't miss the mosquitoes, very bad mosquitoes there. So just make sure you bring your bug spray and lotions and cover yourself at night for sure. For sure. Yeah, but, and they're beautiful bats there too. They're cool.
The bats were cool, the fruit bats. They were, 3 feet wingspan, but they were harmless. Everywhere. They were just there. That's part of their, their
it was so cool. I loved it.
Ecosystem.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, did we have a blast. We met so many amazing people, from friends all around the world, from Denmark, Sweden, India, UK, Italy, and I hope I'm not forgetting anybody, but we had such a blast, and we hope to see you all in your home country.
We will be contacting you and coming to visit, absolutely.
But I do want to give a shout out to our servers and the people that helped us at the resort. We miss them dearly. They were such wonderful people.
Absolutely.
Bayou, he was there every meal. It is my pleasure. That was his go-to phrase, but he meant it because he always had a smile on his face. Joel, he was our cook, and he made me the most amazing pasta every single night. And he knew exactly what I wanted when I would walk up to everything was buffet style every night. But they just had the most amazing food.
And I was always there. John he's not a breakfast person.
She ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. I ate just lunch and dinner because I'm not a breakfast person.
And I couldn't miss a meal.
Yeah, she couldn't miss a meal.
But an omelet was made every morning. It was great.
It was amazing. But these people,
just to go for a week or two,
Sujit, Ajong, Yasus, I hope I'm saying your names right. It's been a while, so I forgot how to pronounce some of them, but you all were so amazing. We missed you guys. We miss your smiles. We miss your friendly nature. And you guys made our trip as amazing as it was, even better. Yeah. So thank you. And I hope you all had a good holiday, great Christmas, Happy New Year. And so from there,
which brings us to we came home for the holiday.
Came home. So from Metafushi, we took a seaplane, and we took the seaplane back to Malé. And so the seaplane's cool. It flies like at about 900 feet the whole way. So you see all these beautiful resorts down below, and you see all the water, the blues, and the clear blue, turquoise green. It was amazing. Again, everything that we see, and everybody out there that travels a lot, when you see this stuff in person, there's no picture or video that even comes close to doing its justice.
It's the physical experience that you have there, and
so we took the seaplane back.
Yes.
And we left Malé. We flew through Qatar. We had about a 5-hour flight to Qatar, and then we had an 8.5-hour layover. But Qatar, oh my God, one of the most beautiful airports in the world.
Yeah, and they have their own train in there.
Yeah, their train is
amazing.
Everything about it is so beautiful. It's over the top, like the
Very
train.
expensive.
When we say
stores.
train, we don't mean like a train, like a choo-choo train.
No.
This was like state-of-the-art subway inside the airport. So you didn't have to go and find this, you know, like the US airports, you gotta go outside, you gotta go upstairs. This thing ran the entire, you know, perimeter of this airport, which it was about a mile from end to end.
Yeah.
And they're adding on another entire terminal. So beautiful. And we also got to spend
fancy.
very fancy.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton and
Yes.
Cartier, all the stores
Yeah.
were overwhelming. It was like Vegas.
Yeah.
But we were able to spend 4 hours in a sleep pod, which is called Sleep and Fly. And thank God they had that because we were exhausted. And we had a 15 and a half hour flight ahead of us.
Yeah.
So fortunately though, on that flight from, we did get upgraded from Male to Qatar. So it was kind of nice. We got business upgrade.
Yeah.
But then from Qatar to San Francisco, 15 and a half hours, nobody sat between us. So we at least had the 3 seats. The upgrade was ridiculous. It was like $4,000 to upgrade, and it just, we had more important things to spend our money on than an upgrade.
But going back to the pods are great. It was covered under our Chase Sapphire card.
Yes.
So you got to go into these pods, and it's a very quiet room where you have all these pods, and they, you know, you basically have the thing that you roll.
Very
overhead,
private.
Very private. They
It's
give
like a
you
twin bed
pillow
that
and
you're
a
in this little
blanket. It's
egg
very
pod.
warm, and we slept there for like 4 or 5 hours. It was amazing.
It was amazing. We needed it
In the airport. This was so cool.
in the airport.
So.
And so then we got on a plane and we headed to San Francisco. So 15 hours in the air. Actually, it was 15 and a half. Got back to San Francisco and we spent the month of December at home with our friends and family.
And Nevada, both places.
Yep. So we started out with the day after we got there, we stayed with our friends Mike and Carrie, and we had Friendsgiving. We got there the day after Thanksgiving, but they host an annual Friendsgiving, which is just the friends that they didn't get a chance to spend Thanksgiving with.
Yeah,
because
it was nice for us because we got to see a group of our friends in one spot. Because when you're traveling and you go back home, like us, we have a lot of friends and family that we want to see, and we miss them dearly. So having them in one spot really makes it a lot easier. And so
we love our friends so much. We miss them dearly. They're like family to us. So so we spent December and we did the Friendsgiving, and then from there we had a birthday party that was hosted by Sheila and Carrie and Teri for their birthdays all in the middle of December. So they had set up a party bus from San Jose up to San Francisco.
Oh, what a night that was. It was so fun.
We had a blast on the bus.
It was just fun. Yeah, we had a good time. Absolutely.
So we came back from that, and then we headed to Reno for a week. And in Reno, we actually got to spend time with all of our amazing friends. And we went to the Santa Crawl, which is downtown Reno. Everybody dresses up in their, Christmas and holiday costumes.
That was really fun.
And it was cold, but we had a good time. We went and we had time with our friends and our family. We had a birthday party specifically for Teri. We had a dinner. We hung out with some friends.
Another birthday.
Another birthday. It was a
birthday month for me.
It was nice. And then we rolled into the Christmas week. We spent time with our closest friends and family for some holiday time. I miss you guys dearly, Mom and Pops. Linda, Teri's mom, we miss her. We hope she's doing well. And we spent a full day with the Bergeron family. And Morgan and Chris put on an annual Christmas party with the help of Liz, Teri's niece, and so many other people. You guys.
It's your niece too, Uncle
Well, it's
John.
my niece, yeah, that's right. I'm Uncle John.
They call him Uncle John.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And we play games and we eat and we talk, and it's just a fun full day, and it was really amazing just being home for the holidays. And it's
we miss our family, and we are so fortunate to be able to afford to travel like this, but also to be able to afford to go home more than we probably should as global nomads living on the road, traveling the world. We know a lot of our friends that travel, they only get home maybe once or twice a year. And I don't think we could do that. I think we would go crazy knowing that the kids are growing up, and especially the grandkids, you know, grandkids are growing up. So we promise that we will have more than enough time with them. When we're done traveling, we are going to dedicate our lives to, you know, being with our friends and family, traveling around the US a little bit more, but, you know, being there to really help as grandma and grandpa should.
Yeah. Our kids are happy for us. They really like to see us, you know, travel and go places, but
they are happy
us.
for
I
us.
think they miss us. Don't they miss us?
I know they miss our Venmo and our Zelle accounts, but we just had an hour-long video chat with our oldest, Janelle, and she's in Austin, and the boys, Braden and Brody, we had time to talk to her and just catch up. And we do video chats with Brandon and Brittany and Chico.
Yes, and they're getting ready to do a big move. They're moving from California to Idaho, and he got his first job offer out of college. And
he graduated from Chico in May, and he's been finishing up a few classes that he had to finish, doing an internship, working a little bit, getting ready, and he accepted a job in Boise, or just outside of Boise. Good. And so him and Brittany, we love you guys, and we miss you guys.
Too. And Carly, oh my God,
Carly and
she got a
Johnny.
teaching job, and she's a stay-at-home mom, but she just, you know, the kids are in school during the day, so she's like, you know, I'm going to go out there and teach. So she's doing that, and we're really proud of her.
And then Steven, my middle child, he is just recently become a dad, and he is the father of Eli, and his partner Brianna. We love them so much, and we are so happy at where they ended up in life.
Yes, absolutely.
And hope they're doing well, and we miss you guys dearly.
Yes, absolutely. And little Eli, he fell asleep on my chest when I was there last. I'm like, oh my gosh.
He is so adorable. His face is perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we miss everybody. And so after Christmas, we ended up getting on a plane on December 28th, and we headed to Australia. That's where we are now.
Beautiful. We are here. We're staying in a hostel.
Yep.
Which
the YHA Sydney Central. It's awesome. It's got everything we need. We've got our own private room with a bathroom and shower and everything.
And the best part of it is we go out the double doors from the building, and right in front of us is the train.
Yeah, right in front of the building. It's 10 steps away.
Amazing.
And it takes us
everywhere.
It takes us through Chinatown into the Circular Quay. Into Circular Quay. Yep. It's, you know, and it's beautiful. We've been throughout. But on New Year's Eve, we actually spent the night at the YHA hostel on the harbor, which is their sister hostel, on a rooftop bar. Oh, if you haven't seen Sydney, New Year's Eve in person,
bucket list.
You're missing out. It is the most spectacular fireworks show times 20.
Yeah, there was so many fireworks. I didn't know. My head was turning different directions.
They were behind us, across the bay, over the bridge. Yeah, we left and we had to walk back because all the trains were shut down, no buses, no Ubers. And they said that there was over 1 million people. I would say probably half of them were taking the route we were. It was a little claustrophobic, but we kind of stepped away and went 1 block over, and it got a little better.
Yeah.
And we got to see, you know, some of the New Year's Eve remnants of parties and people kind of struggling.
People watching us, we were walking back.
People watching on New Year's Eve at 2 in the morning is interesting.
Yeah, it was.
So,
it was fun.
Yeah, so that's where we are now. So we are in Australia. We're in Sydney for the next few days, and we're actually going to be heading to Melbourne to see some people that we've met through travel videos.
Yeah.
And
they are big inspiration to us.
You guys,
really...
Christy and Steve have been a huge inspiration to how we travel, how we make the videos, even though theirs are a 10 out of 10, ours are like a 5 out of 10, maybe a 7 out of 10, but we're learning.
We're learning.
We just can't wait to meet people that we've been watching so diligently for the last year, and we feel like we know them, but it's just going to be really fun.
It's going to be fun. I can't wait to meet them and make a little video of us meeting together. So,
and then we're going to meet up with some of my old friends from San Jose that are actually on a cruise. Look forward to seeing you, Paul and Laura. And let's see. that's about it.
I think we should wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up because it's
Yeah.
3:20 and we haven't eaten yet today. We got up late, we kind of took our time, we talked to our daughter on video chat, and
So we are looking forward to making new memories in 2024, and our adventures in Southeast Asia is coming up,
Yeah.
so we're really excited about that. But before then, so we're here in Australia, then we go to New Zealand, and then Southeast Asia, and we're just so excited. And
we've already booked ourselves out with airfare, events,
Mhm.
experiences, adventures. We're booked out till about the first week of February. So we've got a lot of things already on the books. We're excited. Can't wait to bring it to you in 2024.
Show you some of the Airbnbs that we found, and
Yeah.
and the prices and locations of those places.
So we hope everybody had an amazing holiday. Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Happy Hanukkah, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're all safe and healthy. Happy New Year to everybody. And we will see you on YouTube.
And just remember,
Just go. Take care, everyone.